Hello viewers, I am Seshu Kumari, Nodal Sports Officer, TSWREIS, and along with me Sushma, Senior Physical Director, COE Karimnagar. Here we are here to discuss the role of games and sports in all-round development of a child, and to know some techniques in pranayama and to know about what is pranayama. Okay. Before going into the topic, I want to pay my thanks and gratitude to all the officers in the government and Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar Garu, Secretary TSWREIS, and all the officers in TSWREIS and all the staff in TSAT for connecting us with you in this lockdown period. Okay, I want to pay my gratitude by clapping my hands. Wait, children, please wait. I request you to join with me, please. I'll give the caution, 3 cheers. Please join with me. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Tap your shoulders. These are for you, for being with us and being patient and enthusiastic in learning new things through this Jnana Diksha program. Thank you. Now I come to the point. See the picture, what's going on there? Active mind and static body in one picture, and on the other picture, active mind and active body. What it resembles? It resembles that in the classroom will be static. Body will be static and your mind will be more active. There only small movements will be there. Whereas in playground where you can move anywhere, you can jump, you can run, you can throw, you can shout, you can clap, whatever you want to do, you can do, isn't it? Exactly, you can. Yes. And I have a doubt, my dear kids. Why do you play? Why you love playing? Huh? Yes, you enjoy and you get fun and entertainment through sports and games.
Hi Sheshu ma'am, that's all? Nothing else? No other benefits?
Oh no ma'am, we have many benefits. Games and sports play a major role in all-round development of a child. You can imagine development through fun and entertainment. In 4 aspects, the development takes place. That is physical, mental, emotional, social and life skills. About physical, all of us know that if we play games, if we involve ourselves in physical activities, we can develop our muscles and bones stronger. All the systems in the body, circulatory, respiratory, excretory, like anything, all the systems will work with more effectiveness. And then all the glands do their job very nicely. And the development will take place very, very fast. And this was clearly explained by Professor V. Satyanarayana Garu in this same dais in last session.
Madam, you explained about physical health and mental health, and the third one is emotional health. What is that, madam? Can you clearly explain me?
Yes, madam, definitely I'll explain, Sushma ma'am. Sushma ma'am, what is your major game?
Yeah, I can play kabaddi.
Yeah, you love kabaddi?
Yes.
Okay, very nice. If you win a kabaddi match, what is your feeling?
Definitely I'll get happiness.
That is one emotion. And if you lose the match?
I feel sad.
You feel sad?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the second. And if you come across a big national player,
Definitely.
What do you feel?
Definitely I'll get fear by seeing him.
That is the third one.
Yeah.
Basic emotion. And if you continuously lose points, what is your feeling?
I'll get frustrated.
That is the thing, disgusting. And next, if your teammate makes mistake, what do you feel?
I'll get angry over him.
Yeah. If you get a point unknowingly?
I'll get automatically surprised.
Yeah. Here comes the slide. Look at the slide, ma'am. You told all the basic emotions of a woman. Happiness, sadness, fear, disgust, and sadness, fear, disgusting, anger, and surprise. All these comes under emotions, basic emotions. In a given time, while you are playing the kabaddi, you experience all these emotions, and you will realize that no emotion will last forever. They come and go. It is a continuous process, depends upon the situation. Isn't it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And here the child will realize that success and defeat are equal. He knows to balance them, how to balance defeat and how to accept success. And this all comes under emotional development, ma'am.
Can you please explain about life skills, madam?
Why not, ma'am? Sure. Nowadays, people are going to life skills studios to develop life skills. Life skills means nothing but the way we live. If it is better, we live better. So people are rushing towards life skills. But if from childhood we go to playgrounds daily and practice all games and sports, whatever we like, if we play, there we can experience all the life skills and we can master them. For example, see the slide. In real life situation, cooperation, if you take cooperation, player will be more cooperative.
Yes.
Because all of us know, because we will mingle with people, players mingle with people more, and non-player may not be cooperative always because he may struggle somewhere. And then comes teamwork. Here games, we play games in teams. We come across many more teams to in competitions. So we make friendship with them and we learn how to deal with them, and all this will help us in our real life situation. Whereas non-player may not be adjusted for this, comfortable in teams. He may not be comfortable in teams. And next comes critical thinking and problem solving. As clearly I explained in cognitive thinking while we are seeing that GIF, that practical knowledge is there for player. He experiences that decision. And here one more point, while here we'll take a decision and we will solve the problem and we will execute the skill and we will get the result immediately. Whereas in academics, we will solve the problem. For example, we are writing a maths exam, we will solve the problem, but until unless we come to the, we should wait for results. Until unless we get results, we don't know whether it is correct or not. Then comes stress management. Already we learned that emotions will never last longer. So player will adjust to those emotions, and then the anxiety will be reduced, and stress will be reduced, depression levels will be reduced. Whereas player may not be able to accept the, non-player may not be able to accept the defeat. While coming to the communication skills, can communicate confidently without any inhibitions. Player can communicate because he is more dare enough. But whereas non-player, he knows the knowledge, he has the language, still he may struggle with inhibitions sometimes. Leadership, every player's first goal will be that he should become a captain of that particular team. There the leadership begins, and then he loves to lead. whereas non-player, he may not love. He may not ready to take up the responsibility of others, because leadership means we have to take the responsibility. And then comes intrapersonal relationship. Maintain human relations well by player and comparatively less by non-player. That's all for non-players, ma'am.
Okay, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
How these moral values correlate with academics and games?
Okay, ma'am, we can correlate games and sports to subjects. How? See, ma'am, if you take biology, what will we study in biology? We study about all the parts, about muscles, bones, joints, respiratory system, etc. For example, in joints, if we can apply, recall, revise, same here in the playground, we can improve in academics. Please rotate this hand. What do you feel? This is ball and socket joint. Please stretch your hand, bend. This is hinge joint. Rotate your neck. This is pivot joint. Here we can well understand the concept of joints. Then comes maths. Maths also we can apply in games and sports. Angles, shapes, etc. Isn't it? What is the shape of this ball?
Spherical.
Spherical. Yeah. If we draw a kabaddi court, it is rectangular. To draw straight line, a court will follow a theorem, Pythagoras theorem, that is a square plus b square is equal to c square. That is, a is one line, b is another line, and c is diagonal. And all these, if we can apply, we can excel in subjects also. Then come physics. Physics, speed, velocity, acceleration, centrifugal force, centripetal force, whatever the physics may plays a major role in games and sports, because without it deals with kinematics, and sports and games are involved with movements. And the social also, see how this ball is rotating. This is a rotation of earth. We can apply it like this. If I request all the players, all the students in fact, to apply your subject theoretical knowledge in ground, and you can better understand the concepts. And I request all the parents and teachers also allow the students to play more. By that they can excel in subjects also. That's all from my side. Now I request Sushma madam, who is expert in pranayama. In this COVID period, and the COVID is affecting more on human respiratory system. As we know that respiratories, if we get strong the respiratory system, we will come out of this COVID. So I request Sushma madam to explain about pranayama and to give some techniques to do pranayama. Thank you.
Good
Over to
evening,
you.
everybody. Today, Madam Shashikumari has explained very well regarding the moral values of games and sports, which is applied for physical, mental, emotional and social balances, how it is useful to our regular life. Now, it's my turn to explain about pranayama. Other than games and sports activities, if you are unable to go out, how you can manage your time by sitting inside, and how you can develop your physical strength and mental strength by doing some activities which are useful to develop our body. In that manner, I am going to explain about pranayama. This pranayama is not nowadays word. It has been taken years, nearly 5,000 years ago. Even it is used in the text of Rig Veda also. And Maharshi Patanjali has explained very clearly in Ashtanga Yoga about this pranayama.
Ma'am, what is Ashtanga Yoga? Can
See,
you explain us in detail?
Yes, to develop our body and mind and to develop our career in a sequence manner, we have to follow some rules which are delivered in the text of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that is Ashtanga Yoga. To improve our lung capacity and to improve our body, mind, soul, all these are included, even our breathing process, everything is included in pranayama. What is Ashtanga Yoga means? There are 8 limbs in Ashtanga Yoga. Those are Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. In this, I will explain very few words what is Yama and what is Niyama all. Yama tells us about self-discipline, self-control, and Niyama tells us about positive duties of our body, and Asana will give us different poses how we can develop our body, and Pranayama, it is a breathing technique, whereas Pratyahara tells us how we can control our human senses, and Dharana will focus on our concentration, and Dhyana is a meditation, and Samadhi is the last stage of human life, that is realization, how we can realize our life. So here the 4th limb of Ashtanga Yoga, that is Pranayama, today we are going to know about it clearly. Pranayama means it is a 2-word combination of prana and ayama. Prana means life force and ayama means extension. So including this both prana and ayama tells us about the extension of our life.
Okay, ma'am. Are there any principles of pranayama?
Yeah, definitely, madam. These breathing techniques we do for the development of our body, that is inner body, that is body, mind and soul. This pranayama is a bridge of outer and outward and inward development. Outward we can develop by making a poses of yoga, whereas by doing meditation and respiratory controlling we can make it inward cleaning. These two will develop our lifespan. So for doing this pranayama we have to follow some rules, like taking a small place which should be very clean and it should be very aeration and ventilation should be there. So people who are able to do this pranayama, they can sit on the floor, or people who are unable to do, they can sit in the chair and they can perform this pranayama.
Oh, how many types of pranayama there, ma'am? Can you explain some of them and that which we can practice, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. These pranayamas are many types, but whatever the useful pranayamas that we can do comfortably by sitting at home when at the time of that we cannot go out. So one by one I will explain. Only thing we have to follow is every pranayama will tells us how to control our breathing, and some pranayamas will give the benefit of that particular organ or that particular body organ in our total body. So first of all I want to explain about Nadi Shodhana. In Nadi Shodhana we are cleaning the respiratory channels by doing the action of inhalation and exhalation. In Nadi Shodhana we are doing energy channels cleaning of our energy channels. First I want to ask you one question, madam.
Yeah.
First you take respiration and inhalation and exhalation. You do the process. Here one thing you have to do, children, even you also, parents, you also keep it in mind. Sit straight wherever you are comfortable, okay, and keep your body straight, okay. Now you have to do this Nadi Shodhana along with me by opening your both the nostrils, okay, then keep your both fingers at your forehead and keep your right hand thumb finger on your right nostril and ring finger on your left nostril. If you are unable to do this pose, you can just use index and thumb finger and close your right nostril and take deep inhalation with your left nostril. Madam, you also.
Come on.
Then close your left nostril with your index finger and release your air from your right nostril. So this action of Nadi Shodhana you are doing by closing your right nostril, taking inhalation with your left nostril, then holding the breath for some time and exhaling your air from your right nostril. This is one round of Nadi Shodhana.
Oh, that's it, ma'am.
So this is one round. So by doing this 3 to 5 times in the beginning, and if you practice more, you can increase the number of times of rounds whatever you learn. So this is Nadi Shodhana, and the second one is Ujjayi Pranayama. Ujjayi Pranayama is nothing but victory on the expansion of breathing. Whatever the breathing we are taking, we are overcoming, we are winning of that breathing. Here what we have to do is, we have to sit straight, same like Nadi Shodhana, and we have to hold the muscles of our throat while taking inhalation. మీరు శ్వాస తీసుకునేటప్పుడు పెదాలను మూసివేసి గొంతు యొక్క కండరాల ద్వారా తీసుకునేదే ఉజ్జయి ప్రాణాయామ. యు ఆర్ కంట్రోలింగ్ యువర్ థ్రోట్ మజిల్స్ బై మేకింగ్ ద సౌండ్ ఆఫ్ ఏ ఓషియన్ వేవ్. సముద్రపు అలల మాదిరిగా మీరు ఒక సౌండ్ చేస్తూ తీసుకునేటువంటి బ్రీతింగ్. జస్ట్ ఐ విల్ షో ద డెమాన్స్ట్రేషన్. Children, you also get ready, madam. You also
I'm ready, ma'am.
sit straight.
Okay, ma'am.
And take deep inhalation by making the sound with your throat. In this, you are making inhalation with your throat muscles and keeping.
I felt that I am near a shore, ma'am.
Yes, it seems, it gives us like a seashore waves,
yes,
waves
ma'am.
sound it
I
will
felt
give.
it.
Yeah, you have to inhale with your throat and you have to hold the breath for some time. Then you have to exhale by closing your right nostril and exhale from the left nostril. మీ ఎడమ ముక్కు రంధ్రం ద్వారా మీరు గాలిని వదలాలి. This is called Ujjayi Pranayama. Next comes to Kapalabhati Pranayama. This is the queen of all pranayama, I say. Even you can cure hundreds of diseases by doing this Kapalabhati Pranayama.
Oh, excellent, ma'am.
Kapalabhati
It is very useful to all
Yes,
the
yes.
people.
Kapalabhati. Kapala means skull or forehead. Bhati means we have to making it shining. So we are making our forehead or skull shining by doing this Kapalabhati Pranayama. Here we are doing the massage to our brain by making the respiratory process. Here we have to take deep inhalation and we have to release our exhalation by making small intervals of exhalation. Just look at me. Keep your left hand on your abdomen. Sit straight. Like this, you have to maintain your breathing control by pulling your abdominal muscles near to back of your spine. Here we are doing the complete abdomen muscles strengthening. Here
All abdomen muscles involved, madam.
yes,
in
ma'am.
this?
Yes,
I
by
felt it.
doing this we can involve all the internal organs of our body. We can achieve many benefits by doing this Kapalabhati. Even you can control your breathing problems. Whatever the problems you have in your breathing, we can control. We can control even your hair growth, you can improve hair loss also we can improve, and the burning problem of the most of the people because of this pollution or obesity or taking ill health, all this will be removed of weight loss also. Weight loss also we can remove by doing this Kapalbhati exercise, and we can even glow our face by doing this Kapalbhati, and many digestive problems also relieved by doing this Kapalbhati pranayama.
Oh.
And next we will go to Bhramari pranayama.
What is it, Bhramari, ma'am? Bhramari means I know it is a insect.
Yeah,
like
insect. It's a bee breath pranayama.
Oh.
It means when you do this Bhramari pranayama, you feel like something is around you. It's a bee sound of breathing. For this, you have to keep all your fingers involved by closing ears with your thumbs and closing your eyes. I mean, keeping your index fingers over the eyebrows, and remaining 3 fingers should press the eyes and nose muscles. Here I will show you the how you have to perform Bhramari pranayama. Children, are you ready? Just close your ears with your thumbs, then keep your 4 fingers above the eyebrows, then keep all the 3 fingers at your eyes, nose muscles.
Should close our eyes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and take deep inhalation with your nostrils and make the sound of and release the sound. See.
Oh, ma'am. I felt that some bees are around here in the TSET studio.
Oh, really, ma'am? So it makes us like a bee sound. That is why it is called Bhramari pranayama. If you practice this Bhramari pranayama 3 times in the beginning, and if you increase the number of times more, definitely you will get good concentration on your work. Children, it is very useful to you to make this Bhramari pranayama every day. You will get good concentration, good memory power, and every mind activity will be more. You may not forget anything if you practice this Bhramari pranayama.
Start practicing, kids. Start practicing this.
Yeah.
Don't leave it.
Next we will go to Anulom and Vilom pranayama. Here I will explain this Vilom Anulom pranayama. You have to observe what is the change you observed.
Okay.
See, Anulom pranayama and Vilom pranayama, I will give demonstration. You have to observe what it is.
You take the breath and you released it, and you inhaled with the right nostril and released with left nostril.
What did you observe, madam?
I observed you are taking the breath long and releasing it slowly, whereas like we did in first.
Yeah, you are very correct.
But
you,
some difference is there,
yeah,
madam, but I couldn't
madam,
get it. What is it, ma'am?
Definitely. It is same like our beginning pranayama, that is Nadi Shodhana.
Yes.
But in this Anulom Vilom pranayama, you have a small change. In Nadi Shodhana, we hold the breath for some time.
Yes.
But whereas
Yeah, madam.
Yes.
We hold it. Yes,
Yeah.
there we hold it.
Yeah.
Here we didn't hold.
Yeah, in Anulom Vilom pranayama, we are doing the same process what we have done in Nadi Shodhana, but in Anulom Vilom, we are not holding the breath for long time. We are immediately after inhalation, we are releasing very comfortably, very slowly by releasing in the other nostril.
Okay, ma'am.
Here we have to observe only one thing. We have to inhale fully 100% of inhalation, then we have to exhale 100% of exhalation.
Okay.
What we are doing in our daily life means we are doing our respiration, but we are not taking full breath. That's why many blockages are occurring in our
Respiratory
respiratory
tract.
system.
Okay.
So here in Vilom Anulom Pranayama, if we take breathe with our left nostril, we have to feel that our abdominal muscles are filling the air, then ribs, then lungs. Like this we have to fill the air, and in exhalation, in the same process oppositely from abdomen, rib cage and lungs, we have to exhale air outside. This pranayama will give us 100% blockage free of our nasal processing systems.
Oh.
So this will give us reduction from our blood pressure. When you have 100% of breathing, there won't be any blockages. All the systems will be activated if you are taking full breath and the air is adding with oxygen and it is supplying to heart, and the heart is supplying to all the parts of the body. After this Vilom Anulom, I am going to explain you a different pranayama, that is Shitali and Shitkari pranayama.
Hey, these sounds very nice, ma'am. What is this?
Shitali, Shitkari itself is showing Shitali means cool.
Cool.
So here we are doing a different pranayama, not using with our nostrils.
If we doing it in hot summer, it
Yeah.
will be very cool.
Yeah, to make our body very cool, to beat the heat, we are doing this Shitali and
it
Shitkari
is very
pranayama.
apt to
Even if
nowadays.
even if you feel,
We are in summer.
yeah, even if you sit in a hot room, if you perform this Shitali Shitkari, you will get cool of your body and mind.
No need of AC.
Yeah, definitely. How we have to do this pranayama, I will show you. In Shitali, be not of your nostrils, just stretch your tongue outside and make it like a tube and take air inside. Once you stretch your tongue, madam, and make it like a tube, then take inhalation.
Wow, I feel very cool, ma'am.
Yeah, when you take the breathe in with your tongue, then hold it and exhale with your left nostril. Definitely you will get cool from your throat to your lungs.
Yes,
If you practice this curling of your tongue, Shitali pranayama, definitely you can overcome the heat of the body. And this Shitkari pranayama is tightening of our teeth.
Okay.
In the earlier you have taken breath with your tongue,
Yeah.
whereas you have to take breath with your teeth.
Teeth.
You can tight your teeth. Just open your mouth and both the teeth you tighten it. Can you ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you take breath with your teeth. Okay. Hold it for some time. Close your lips. Then close your right nostril. Then release your exhalation with your left nostril. That's it. This is called Shitkari pranayama. So both this Shitali and Shitkari pranayama will give us coolness to our body, and you can maintain your cooling system from your bottom of your abdomen to our brain. So this will give us stress-free pranayama.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You explained all the 8 types of activities we learned now. Thank you for that. Can you brief them, ma'am, that how they are useful and how it improves our lungs? Can you consolidate it?
Yes, ma'am. See, in our daily life, many blockages will occur in our respiratory process, like age, smoking, pollution, and COPD, that is chronic obstruction pulmonary diseases, asthma. Like these diseases, they act on our respiratory system, and by doing this Kapalbhati pranayama, deep breathing pranayama, yoga exercises and pursed lip breathing and belly breathing, stopping of smoking, all this will give us a good health and according to our research, taking plenty of water every day will also give us strength to our body.
All these are friends of our lungs.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to practice, children.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
So far we came to know only this pranayama is useful for surviving of our life. It is not like that. It can energize our energy channels, respiratory channels which are present in our body. And not only that, whatever the breathing we are doing incorrectly will be corrected by doing this pranayama. Just you have done. When I asked you to breathe in, you pulled all your stomach muscles inside and you breathed.
Yes, ma'am, yes.
It's not like that. It should be like a balloon process. When we blow the balloon, how the balloon will expand.
Oh, our lungs should also be expanded like that
like
only.
a balloon. And when we release our air outside, it should be
contracted.
Like that, our respiration process should be there. That incorrect breathing also leads our health issues.
Can pranayama enhances all these things?
Yes.
Oh.
And
Do you have any live examples of that, ma'am? The uses of pranayama. Do you experimented on your students? Are they beneficial by
yes,
this?
ma'am. Yes, madam. Even I want to take one live example. Recently, I read in the newspaper one Rohit Datta, one person from Delhi. He got cured by doing this pranayama. Even he got COVID positive.
Oh,
at the time of
we can come out of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
He admitted in the hospital by COVID positive, and he discharged out by doing this pranayama respiratory exercises when he admitted in the hospital. Even most of my students doing this pranayama, they got benefited. Earlier they were very fear of studies, fear of games and sports and all. See, now you have taken a photograph. Just now I showed many photographs of pranayama. The girl named Ravali, she joined in our school in 6th class. At the time she was very fearful and all, and I made her to develop her mind and body by practicing yoga, this pranayama. Now she is the only player played nearly 12 to 13 times at state level and national level also.
Great,
by
ma'am.
performing
Good
yoga.
job. Good job.
Yeah.
Very great.
And
very great. Congratulations.
One of my students, Vishnu Priya, she is also very energetic, but she has a fear of playing in games and sports. And she got trained by doing this yoga and pranayama. She played nearly 10 state medals. She got secured 10 medals, and she got secured even national medals also. Like that, many of our students, even I am giving practice to all the teachers also who are interested, and nearby my family also I am giving training to all the students.
Great ma'am. I will also join you.
So this pranayama will give not only life strength, but it will increase our inner parts of our body and the systems which functions to develop our body, mind and soul. One thing I want to tell you, do this pranayama like singing a song. If you know one song, you will sing very heartfully.
Hum it again.
Yeah,
and
very
again.
heartfully. I want to tell one thing. If you have a clear mental picture, if you have purity in your heart, if you have clarity in your mind, definitely you will have a success in your life. That surety I can give. Purity, clarity and surety. These three you have to keep in mind, my friends. And thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, Sushma madam, for explaining us very clearly about pranayama and its uses and how to do pranayama regularly. Thank you. And here, while coming to TSET studio, I read a story I want to share with you, children. Here, ఒక రాజుగారు ఉన్నారు. ఆ రాజుగారు సభ నిర్వహిస్తున్నారు. ఆ రాజుగారి దగ్గర ఒక రాజగురువు గారు కూడా ఉన్నారు. ఆయన చాలా విద్యావంతుడు, విజ్ఞానవంతుడు, వేదాంగాలు చదివాడు. అయితే ఆయనకు ఒకరోజు ఆ గురువు గారికి ఒకరోజు ఒక డౌట్ వచ్చింది. నన్ను అందరూ గౌరవిస్తున్నారు, దేని నుంచి గౌరవిస్తున్నారు? నన్ను చూసి గౌరవిస్తున్నారా, లేకపోతే నా విజ్ఞానాన్ని చూసి గౌరవిస్తున్నారా? ఆయన తెలుసుకోవాలనుకున్నారు. రోజు ఆయన ఏం చేశారంటే అది తెలుసుకోవటం కోసం అది రోజు సభ ముగియంగానే డైరెక్ట్గా రాజుగారి కోశాధికారి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళిపోయి రోజు అక్కడి నుంచి కొన్ని బంగారం తీసుకొచ్చేయడం మొదలుపెట్టారు. మొదట్లో అక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి కాపలాదారులు గమనించి ఏంటి ఈ గురువుగారు ఇలా చేస్తున్నారు కానీ అనుకున్నారు, కానీ నమ్మలేకపోయారు. ఎందుకంటే ఆయన చాలా గొప్ప వ్యక్తి కదా అని. కానీ అది ఆయన ప్రతిరోజు చేయడం మొదలుపెట్టారు. ఇంక ఇది లాభం లేదు, ఈయన ఖచ్చితంగా చేస్తున్నారని కన్ఫర్మ్ చేసుకున్నాక వాళ్ళ పై అధికారులకి ఆ విషయం తెలియజేశారు. తెలియజేయంగానే వాళ్ళు కూడా అధికారులు ఏంటి ఈయన ఇలా ప్రవర్తిస్తున్నారు అని మెల్లిమెల్లిగా రాజుగారికి కూడా విషయం తెలిసిపోయింది. ఎప్పుడైతే మర్నాడు మళ్ళీ రాజుగారి సభ ఏర్పాటు చేసినప్పుడు గురువుగారు వస్తే ఎవరు లేచి నిలబట్టలేదు, ఎవరు నమస్కరించట్లేదు, ఎవరు గురువుగారిని పట్టించుకోవట్లేదు. ఇలా ఒక 2-3 రోజులు అయిన తర్వాత ఈయన గురువుగారు చేసినటువంటి దొంగతనం నిరూపణం అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఆయనకి శిక్షకు సంబంధించి అమలు చేయాల్సిందిగా ఆజ్ఞలు కూడా రాజుగారు ఇచ్చేశారు. అప్పుడు గురువుగారు చెప్పారు ఏమనంటే, నేను దొంగతనం చేయకముందుకి ఇప్పటికీ నా విజ్ఞానంలో ఏ మార్పు లేదు. అప్పుడు నాకు ఎంత జ్ఞానం ఉందో ఇప్పుడు కూడా అంతే జ్ఞానం ఉంది. కానీ ఇక్కడ నా ప్రవర్తనలో మార్పు వచ్చింది, నా నడవడికలో మార్పు వచ్చింది. అంటే నా ప్రవర్తనను బట్టి, నా నడవడికను బట్టి నాకు గౌరవం దక్కుతుంది. ఇది మీ అందరితో చెప్పాలనిపించింది. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం డిస్కస్ చేసినట్టు విజ్ఞానాన్ని క్లాస్ రూమ్లో నేర్చుకోండి, నేర్చుకున్న విజ్ఞానాన్ని ఆటలలో చూపించండి. ఆటలలో నడవడికని మరియు మీ క్యారెక్టర్ని, మీ బిహేవియర్ని ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకొని ఈ విజ్ఞానానికి మీరు కలిపినట్లయితే యూ విల్ గ్రో స్ట్రాంగ్గా, యూ థింక్ ఫాస్టర్ అండ్ రీచ్ హయ్యర్ గోల్స్. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఆల్.
సో ఇంతటి మంచి ప్రోగ్రామ్ని ఫిజికల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్లో చేర్చి ఆ ఫిజికల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్కి ఒక ఉన్నత స్థానాన్ని కల్పించి టీశాట్ ద్వారా మీ అందరినీ కలుసుకోవడానికి మాకు అవకాశం ఇచ్చినటువంటి మా సెక్రటరీ గారైనటువంటి ఆర్ఎస్ ప్రవీణ్ కుమార్ గారికి ప్రత్యేకంగా మేము ధన్యవాదాలు చెప్పుకుంటున్నాము.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ ఫర్ వన్ అండ్ ఆల్.